Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to UniversIO. In the last episode, we started making PCBs, also known as printed circuit boards, and we had to not only get the base circuit board from our amazing but also very slow pressure chamber, we needed to go to the nether, which we did really quickly, to get the UV light box, which basically takes the printed circuit boards and I don't know what the exact terminology is, but it irradiates them so that we can then put them in the etching tank with some etching acid to make unassembled PCBs. And that is the next point in the quest line. So I've gone ahead and you get 3 blank PCBs every time you use a crafting recipe. Requires a little bit of plastic, nothing too difficult, and that is enough to get 3 of them. So I've went ahead and processed all 3. So if we take these, we should get the quest, and then we need to finish the PCB. So in order to finish this, we need 2 capacitors and 2 transistors. So let's get those on the to-do list because they're not going to be super easy. Okay, well, one of them is. I think the capacitor is the harder one. The transistors are pretty easy. 3 gold nuggets each, 1 redstone, 1 plastic. Nothing too difficult. We're going to need 2 plastic for the other ones, and 2 redstone, and I believe these also require 2 gold nuggets each. That's kind of weird. I guess it's for the pins because transistors have 3 pins, capacitors have 2, and yeah, then we need slime. So in order to get slime balls, we're going to need green dye, and we are going to need, or we can kill a slime. However, I don't believe we've found a slime. We can EMC that if we can get 1. So there's a couple ways to get slime, and I don't think, yeah, we don't have any currently. So slime is the hard part for this, but once we get 1, we can EMC it and not have to worry about it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make some wheat dough and some lime dye. The lime dye is not too difficult. We've got to go back to the overworld for this anyways. Whoops, wrong button. Meant to hit inventory. So wheat dough is just 3 wheat and either an egg or a bucket of water. I think we can do that just fine. 1, 2, 3. And let's go to the overworld where we can do everything else. The lime dye is actually going to be really easy to get because of Britannia. So let's get a bucket of water. And I have a lime petal. You know what? Let's use one of the flowers. And we'll get some lime dye. We will get some wheat dough. And we can combine those to get slime balls. So, yeah, pretty easy. This wheat dough, what else can we do with it? We can cook it into bread. We can cut it into pasta. Okay, there's things we can do with it. I'll probably just cook it up and call it a day, but I'll also probably just throw it in the chest for now. Organics, why not? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go learn how to make slime balls, and now we can get more. So I'm just gonna grab 1 extra. We don't need it. But I want to throw it into our chest, and then all we have to do now is get this stuff in there and process. So all of that stuff should eventually make its way in there. Did I ever upgrade this to the medium extraction? I do believe I did. Empty hand. It's still trying to oversend, so I don't know what's going on with that. But once everything gets in there, and hopefully, I don't think it requires too much pressure Nah, it's just a little over a bar. Actually, it's just exactly a bar. So that should make the capacitor and the there's the capacitor, and then it should make everything that we need. There is the 2 transistors. 2 gold nuggets. Did I not put in enough gold nuggets? Let's just go grab 2 more gold nuggets. Maybe oh, I only grabbed 2, didn't I? I did. I was a little dumb on that. Oh well. That is the problem. I don't think those items despawn. They used to. There used to be a time when items in the pressure chamber would despawn, and if you didn't have enough pressure to make whatever craft you needed to, you just kind of lost it. And so with that, we should be able to turn one of these guys into a finished PCB. And now the fun starts. We can use it. Alright, and now it wants me to make all of the things. I kind of figured it was going to have us do this. But this is going to be a lot of work. So, let's take a look at making the unassembled PCBs, because this is kind of the important part. Not the usage, the recipe. So in order to make these, we need 5 things. 6 things technically, although 2 of them are exactly the same, I do believe. The import and the export buses are literally just mirrored, or I guess unit, not buses. I don't know why I said buses. So you need to have an assembly platform, assembly IO unit for exporting, 1 for importing, 1 that is a assembly laser, and then the controller. So if you have all 5 of these machines, their powers combined will just take the empty PCBs and give you an unassembled one. And then all you have to do is get the capacitors and transistors, and you're done. So really, really, really worth it. They require air pressure to work, like everything else. And there was one other thing that was needed. And I think it's just the program is, oh, don't tell me you're going to make me have to make that. I mean, that's not terrible. Okay. That's just a lot of plastic. That is something that I'm going to have to figure out. So I want to make things a little bit nicer relatively soon for processing fluids, processing oil specifically. However, there's not really any good ways to move fluids around. The best way that I've discovered that we have access to currently is fluid hoppers. What was it called? It's a hopper. Liquid hopper. This would work, I think, but it doesn't seem like it's a great thing. So we're going to need a lot of plastic, and that is a problem. We definitely can make some more plastic. I've got to remember how to make plastic. So let's get plastic on the to-do list. Molten plastic. So I know that it's, LPG. It is 1 millibucket for 10 molten buckets. It's 100 to you get 10 pieces, 10 molten plastic for every bucket of LPG. And we do have a little bit of LPG left. We have 1 bucket's worth. So we could go ahead and do that. We just need to do one of those. Let's do some math real quick, and then I think I'm gonna have to cut away and make a bunch of stuff, and hopefully not have to go get more oil. So eventually we're gonna have two things that require heat, and I'm going to try to make them a little bit nicer. I'm going to rearrange this. One, I'm going to get rid of the purge stone. Probably just use trapdoors. I think that would be kind of nice looking. You want to have no air touching any of the sides of this stuff. In fact, we might put the machine itself underneath in attached to the stone bricks. But last time we also could use, when we made the heat pipes, there was an ingredient that we used, these thermal laggings. These are insulating materials, so we could use that on all the stuff as well. But kind of the idea that I think I want to go towards is using heat pipes and whatnot to basically make a only use the one vortex tube to heat everything that we need to. That's the idea anyways. And if we put these speed upgrades in here, the vortex tube will actually get a lot hotter, so that is good. So we are going to need, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 circuit boards. These pneumatic cylinders require a lot of plastic and cannon barrels, and I need a lot of plastic. So I am going to basically repeat everything we did to make this finished PCB and get all of the plastic and materials that we're going to need so that we can make the assembly line. And once we have that, it'll be a lot easier. Obviously, plastic is still going to be a little bit of a pain. Once we get fluid transfer, which will probably come later, we'll be a lot better off in terms of getting all that stuff done. One thing I wanted to see is, the nice thing is here soon we'll be able to get advanced air compressors, which are much better. They are they can generate a lot more air per tick, but it does produce heat. So we need to get rid of the heat. That's not going to be a problem because of everything. We'll just use this, and this is currently setting at negative 63 degrees Celsius, which is really cold. So we'll just do something very similar to this for the big air compressors, and we'll probably have one here. Probably be nice to have one with the vortex tube. I don't think this thing can explode. It can go up to 20 bars, so yeah, I don't think it can explode. Pressure chamber can explode. It can only take up to 5 bars of pressure anymore, and it just goes kablooey, and it's not good. But anyways, I'm rambling. I am going to get to work. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out a way. Obviously, it's going to be easier later, but if I can get a way to have both the pneumatic processing plant and the refinery up and running, that'd be nice. But I think right now we're just going to focus on one at a time, switch them out as needed, and go from there. I might do something small for this stuff, but yeah, I'm probably going to need to process more crude oil, probably going to need to go get more, and that's not that big of a problem. Just got to go do it. So I'm going to get to work, and I'll be back once I have the circuit boards. Alright, that took some time. The longest part about all of that was actually waiting around for this guy to get cold enough so that we could potentially get 2 pieces of plastic, because every time we cool something down in the heat frame, at least with the plastic, there is a chance, 1% chance for each extra degree below 0 that we get another piece of plastic, which is really nice. It saves me a lot of time. I went back to the purgatory, the oil area, twice and filled this up really heavily, and I've started using heat pipes with all of this stuff. And one other thing I should note, these guys will occasionally disappear. There's also quite a few other ways we can get heat. Torches actually have a lot of heat, I was looking into this just to see if there's anything else. They have a very high temperature, 1400 degrees Celsius. However, this thermal resistance means that it doesn't actually heat things very quickly. It's very, 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 very slow. So I just went with the heat pipe and did all this kind of stuff. Not too bad. We can still use both the pneumatic processing plant and the refinery at the same time. And then just having a couple extra speed upgrades in there makes all the difference. But I have everything, and this has taken quite a bit of time. So let's get into it. First thing we need to do is we need to make some stained glass. And we specifically need a red stained glass, and I just realized my mistake. I don't have silk touch. Whoops, that's not a problem. Let's see, can I turn this into red stained glass? I don't know. I can with world transmutation, but yeah, one of the things, the assembly laser needs specifically red stained glass, so we'll need to get some more glass. Whoops, I kind of forgot that I don't have silk touch. That's not a big problem. We'll just throw that in there. Cobblestone works for getting sand with our transmutation philosopher's stone. We just have to turn it all into grass and then turn that into sand. Not a problem. So we should be able to go ahead and do that pretty quickly. I do need to get some red dye though. And so that is probably going to be, yeah, we're going to have to go to the overworld, to Earth, and that should not be too difficult. I should have some red flowers. Should be pretty simple. And in fact, we do. We'll get some red dye and head back. So we're going to be making this assembly line, and I'm not entirely sure how easily it's going to work for what we need quite yet, just because I don't know if we need that program thing. It's something that I don't remember how it works. But let's get the red glass first, and then we will work our way through all the crafts. So, and I hope I have enough plastic. I should have enough plastic in general, but whether or not I have enough plastic already made, I think my math is right. I hope my math is right. So, we're going to need to run back over there, I realize. So, I have 36 reinforced bricks. We are going to use the saw on those to turn them into brick walls. And that is all for these cylinders. These cylinders are really expensive. So let's start with, that is in the wrong place. Let's start with the assembly controller. Probably the most expensive because it requires 3 PCBs. But there is the assembly controller. And let's just grab all this stuff. Next up, we need 6 recipes worth of pneumatic cylinders, which means we need cannon barrels. These are the pressure tubes and the reinforced brick walls. So 6 of those, nice and easy. And then we just do this, and this is where all that plastic goes. So we need 36 plastic, 12 compressed iron, and this gives us 12 pneumatic cylinders. Now, we'll start with the platform. The platform requires 3 plastic, 2 of the cylinders, circuit board, and 2 iron. Then we need, let's do the laser next. So that is 3 cylinders, 2 iron, 1 circuit board. The rest of the stuff is all exactly that. It requires 2 compressed iron, circuit board, and 3 cylinders. It's just what else it takes and the order they're in. So the assembly laser and the I/O units, these require hoppers and we'll get one of each. And that is a lot of quests. Alright, and then it's going to tell us how to make easier PCBs. Because in Numaticraft, if you want to make anything really, really good, you need a lot of PCBs. 100%. So, let's see what this quest says. Using assembly laser program, obtaining PCBs is way easier. Assembly programs can be bought using the Amazon. I was worried about that. But it's giving us an Amazon tablet. I have to remember how this works. I know what the Amazon is. It's a drone, sorta. It's a delivery drone. Let's put it that way. So, I guess let's see if we hit usage on this. So there is multiple different programs. Probably the most important one is this laser program. And there is a few of those. And then there is another thing. So, basically, let's set these down, and I'm going to just put them down somewhere over here. So what you need, I don't know if it matters what the order is, but we would put the platform down, the output, the input, the controller can go there, and then you have a laser. So other things we need, this also follows you. So problems, it needs a lot of pressure, and we need to have a program. Those are both perfectly fine. We're also going to want a couple of chests. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. We only need 4. 4 levels. And these are input outputs. I will obviously make this look nicer later. I just want quick and easy and dirty to make it work. So you have the import and you have the output. Export, I guess would be the proper term. So if we give this a program, this guy will take from this chest and put it onto the platform. The laser will do its thing, and then when it's done, the export unit will put it into that chest. Pretty simple. You give it air pressure and it does all that. But there's other things where instead of using a laser, it uses a drill. So if we look at the programs, there are 3 different programs. There is laser, drill and laser. So drill and laser is a good way to make, so different things are made different ways. Having pressure chamber valves, 20 pressure chamber valves with a laser will make 8 advanced pressure tubes. Or if you get the drill and laser, you can just use compressed iron block. The other things with drills is to make drill bits, specifically the netherite and the pressure chamber valves. So that makes sense. And then solar cells from wafers and turning redstone dust into red dye. Don't think we'll ever use that. But otherwise, the laser will make whatever those are. Smart sign, okay. The PCBs, which is the thing we want. And then flux dust, which we will get to later. And then the advanced pressure tubes from the pressure chamber valves. Honestly, the drill is going to be very important later to make these, but the drill requires a diamond. We can't currently make diamonds as far as I'm aware. So what we need to do now is look at the quest and see what it wants us to do. So we're going to get the Amazon tablet. Amazons can be bought, yeah, so assembly programs can be bought. And it wants us to get flux dust. The way we do that is 8 redstone dust with the lasers. So, the question I have is, okay, cool. We don't need anything. We can just purchase stuff. So, how does this work? Custom trades. Yeah, that stuff. No problems. Slot interaction, information. So Amazon tablets are used to order item and fluids. So there is a lot of different things we can buy, including, I mean, village stuff. We can buy things from villagers. So we can get like paint of arthropods. But what we want more than anything is the laser program. Pick up, so we need to right click an inventory. And so I don't know if the inventory needs to have anything special, but we need money, and I don't have any money. I thought we had money. What happened to our money? I don't even know. So I need to... Oh wait, no, it says we have 59. Okay. So let's... Can I type into that? No. If we get a gold, can we do anything with that? I mean, we can obviously get the assembly program. Okay, so I guess we're gonna need to do this and just get up to... Okay, I can shift click and get more. We need 49. And we should be able to just go ahead. No, maybe if we put the money in there. Yes. Why? Okay, I don't know why it's not letting us do that one, but let's get like another 50. And this is really weird. I don't know why it's not letting us. All right, let's try something else. That has a lot more in it. Let's just put it on this guy, and then we'll try something else. So I'll put 49, and maybe it's not selling. I don't know. What if we put the gold in there? Can we get laser and drill? Okay, we could get that. Oh, wait. Okay, so it's out of items to sell for that. Okay. I don't know why I can't sell that. I can't buy the one that I need. Alright, I will tell you guys what. Let's do this. We're gonna grab a pipe. We are going to... I'm gonna put more money in here and see. Yeah, I can get the drill program. I can't get the laser program. What is up with that? Did I accidentally like right click? I could get blocks of compressed iron. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it says your order has been capped. Add more items to the... I don't even know what it means. Okay. So I'm gonna really quick look into this. I'm gonna try restarting the map, the world, and see if that works. But the other thing that we're gonna do is, I believe what we can do is just put this guy here, and I believe if we just put any amount of pressure to one of these guys, it will fill up for all of them. And so let's try to get this up to a few bars, and we'll get a couple things to mess with. One is we have 2 more empty PCBs that we can use, and the other is we can grab some redstone to get the flux dust. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with this Amazon tablet. I'm just not entirely sure why it's not working, because I just want that. That is the only thing I want. I mean, I could buy the other ones. Place order. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna figure that out, and then we'll be back and make a few things and then call the episode there. So I'll be right back. It was a simple restart of the game, of the world, just to save and quit out to the main menu and back. And now, if we look, we can now go ahead and place the order for that. Let's go ahead and grab that as well. And I'll put the coins needed. Man, this is a little buggy. Let's grab more. I don't really care too much about, like, if there's not enough or what, or like if there's too much. But let's go ahead and put order for all 3 of those. It's gonna be 98 silver. We have 99, of course. Take 1 out. I don't remember. I don't remember how to put it back in the purse, but whatever. I will do that later. But let's go ahead and place the order. And I want to show off what this is like. You need a little bit more. This was very dangerously close to being too expensive. And there is our package. So this is the Amazon. It is just a delivery, and it seems like it's, yep, it took our stuff and went. So now we can take the laser program. I'm going to throw in the air cylinder for right now, and we can pop that in. And if we just put those in there, the machine will start running. And I don't know how much pressure this uses. It's actually not very much, so we need to be very careful. But it'll take the PCB out. We'll put the redstone dust in there as well. And I just want to show this off because it makes things. So remember that, you know, where we had the UV light and then we had the etching tank and all that. We don't have to worry about any of that anymore. It is completely pointless. It's one of those things of like, you have to do a lot of work to get to this point in the slower fashion, but then you make this and everything's easy. So normally we would also have to make the Amazon tablet, which is another, what? A lot of plastic. But that's about it. Just mostly plastic. But laser is done. It's then going to grab that and put it over there. So I will go ahead and put all that stuff in there. It is slow. We could put some speed upgrades, and it's going to use a lot more air pressure, but it's going to go a lot faster. And as you'll kind of see as we go along, that's kind of how pneumatic craft is going to work. Is we're going to have to take a lot of time to do this stuff. The processing of all the materials is going to be really slow, and then at some point we're going to just ramp up production and everything's going to be a lot faster. A big thing is this. This is the big bottleneck because of the high pressure tubes, the advanced pressure tubes. Once you have those, then it's a lot easier. So that just made the flux dust, which is what we need. And there is the unassembled PCB. So yeah, that is, okay, that's how you do it. That is simple enough. Standing by, because it doesn't have enough air pressure, we can put a little bit more coal in there, charcoal. It wants 3.5, but yeah, we just gotta keep it below 5 because this is one machine that's a little bit more mean about the whole air pressure, and there's ways we can make it easier to deal with. But for the most part, I'm not too concerned. So we completed that quest. Let's see what that does for us. The core of every machine. So peripheral casing. That is not terrible other than the TerraSteel. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. That was a little closer to the exploding point than I like. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. So next time, what the plan is going to be is this. I do want to see real quick at Pneumaticraft safety, universal safety tube module. So this module will vent high pressure air if the tube pressure reaches 4.9 bars, or 19.9 for advanced pressure tubes. Although it prevents explosions, released air is energy loss and waste fuel. So this is really simple. 4 gold. I think we can actually make that. If we can make that right away, we'll go ahead and... I don't have the gold on me, but we can get some more gold. That's not a problem. Let's get 8 gold. Get this smelting up, and it requires 2 levers and a pipe. We do have a pipe. Now I'm not entirely sure where this goes. Then there's the regulator tube, and that's a redstone thing. But let's go ahead and craft this up. 2 levers, pressure gauge, and it says inline no, so I'm thinking what we can do, and I'm not entirely sure on this. I'll have to make sure. We could just put that there. Oh, okay, and it goes on top. So if this hits 4.9, it will vent all of the air, and that's good. So that'll prevent this from exploding, which would be nice. And what I am going to do is, I think I have just enough redstone to get the other 2 flux dust. I'm going to work on getting all of the materials together so that next time we can, in fact, progress. And we're going to be unlocking a new machine casing. There is still a little bit of stuff to do in this chapter, but that might open up a new chapter. We'll see. But more than anything, hopefully it allows us to maybe move fluids at some point. That'd be really nice. But regardless, that is going to be it for today's episode. Next time we'll come back and do more crafting, I'm sure, and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!